Hi everyone, welcome. FPL Matt Day here. This is my live World Cup Fantasy match week 3 already. Team selection for my team. So I've hit the wild card. The wild card is activated, ready for match week 3. So I'm going to share my screen very shortly and go through my team selection. I've picked my team. It's all locked in and ready to go. So we'll talk through my team selection very, very shortly. First of all, if you are new here, you can please subscribe to the channel. All the support is really, really appreciated. Give the video a like if you are watching and hit the notification bell so you do not miss an upload. There's plenty of shorts, World Cup videos throughout this World Cup. I've also got a big podcast with myself at D10 Football and Quinton from the FPL Adventures of Oz coming up on the weekend to preview everything that has happened in the World Cup so far. So just before I start, I will bring up a couple of quick comments because this is a live stream. I am live before I go into my team selection. Comment coming from Dan Day, Masila to do bits. He is actually the cover star of this podcast, of this team selection, as you'll all see. Because I think he will could be a good pick, but we'll see if he makes my team selection. And then thanks to the Two Blues podcast as well, just for the fist pumps there as well. So really appreciate all the support. Get your comments in as the stream goes on. If you've got any questions, anything like that, I'll answer them whilst I'm on here. I am trying to keep this sort of to 10, 15 minutes and under. Is just a quick vid to go through my team selection because, as I mentioned, my wildcard is locked in. So, yeah, look, let's go. Let's get straight into it and let's go through my side. Yeah, and it's all ready to go for match week 3. Look, as you can see, like I've been pretty average so far. 106 points, 66k rank. It's probably not the best. It's not where I wanted it to be, which is a shame because after the first couple of nights of round 2, I was sort of up in the first sort of 5,000. I was just flying, and then I had a lot of players that just performed poorly in match day 2. 42 points. The captain boost didn't work, so it wasn't the best. But that we move on. I'm still finding a way to enjoy this game. And here is my side. So look, I'm going to zoom in a bit more so everyone can see who I've picked. So we'll start from the top there. In goal, I've gone with Nopart from the Netherlands. They play Qatar. I'm expecting the Dutch to go and win this one. And I think Van Gaal will want a clean sheet for his side. So I think Netherlands will win this. I predicted 3-0 on my score predictions. He's my keeper. And I've doubled up there with the Dutch defence with Dumfries, who also obviously plays in this game and in this Dutch defence with Qatar. He gets forward. He's always got a goal threat or assist threat in him. So I'm going to do that double up. Then, as you can see there in the back four, another defensive double up. Trippier and Maguire. This one I'm not 100% sort of confident on. I know you can never be 100% confident anyway. But I look at it and I just think England will scrap this sort of 1-0, 2-0. After watching the USA game, Southgate obviously wants to keep things tight. He doesn't want to concede many goals. He is a very conservative manager. He obviously wasn't happy with the 2 goals conceded against Iran. So Trippier stays in there. Look, he hasn't been, the Newcastle flying fullback that we're all used to seeing. England don't play that way. So, but he stays in because he was taking every single set piece for England. It was also on corners. His deliveries are good. I think Southgate will stick with him. England need to win. He wants to win the group and get England qualified. So he's in there. And then Maguire, he is in there. And it's probably a shock to some people. For me, it's just because he's just, what is he, 6'4", 6'5". He's getting on the end of everything. Corners wise, set piece wise. We saw it against Iran. We saw it against the US when he was clearing all those headers. So I think having him in there for a set piece and aerial ability threat, because I'm feeling a Maguire goal in this one. I think this game could be decided from a corner or a free kick, and England obviously I think will win the game. I said 2-0 in my score predictions. But look, if the clean sheet does get wiped out, there is movement on my bench to bring in a player as well. But look, I will go through my bench shortly. As you can see, that I've got Jordi Alba in there. He's got 2 assists in 2 games for Spain. Clean sheet in the first game as well. He's got Japan. I think Spain will go out and win this game. They need to get the job done. Jordi Alba has to be in there for me. And then the last player in my defence, I've gone with Telles from Brazil, which doesn't even have a picture. A lot of people are going to look at that and think, what on earth is Telles doing in your team? I'll tell you what he's doing in my team. Brazil are expected to make a lot of changes in the last game. They haven't conceded a shot on goal in either of their 2 games. So probably look at it and think if they make changes, it could be a bit trickier for them to keep a clean sheet. I just look at it and I think, with that fixture against Cameroon, I feel like Brazil will come out and win it. And Tellez, I wanted Brazil coverage. I needed Brazil coverage. He's ready to come in for Alexandro. So tends to get forward quite a lot as well when he plays for Brazil. So I wanted to put someone in from Brazil. And because I'm hearing about all this rotation and I've seen their predicted team for the last game, I thought I'll get that coverage in there with Tellez. And if I see the lineup and he's not going to play, I'm sure there'll be someone else I can fit in the side. And then in midfield, so there's only 2 in there at the moment. I've got Kudus from Ghana, who got the 2 goals. He plays Uruguay. I can see this being an open game. I think both teams will go for it. Uruguay need 3 points as well. Kudus has been an absolute gem in the Champions League fantasy. He's obviously got the 2 goals for Ghana as well. So, he's in there, I think, for 6 million. He's really good value. And then next to him, there's literally, it's just a 4.5 million enabler in Nuralahi from Iran against USA. He plays in that first game. I just got to pray that he doesn't get a red card because then obviously won't be able to sub him off. And the plan is, unless he somehow scores or assists, he will stay in the team. Otherwise he'll probably then, find a way, off my bench. And then front 3, Messi stays. I'm not moving off him. He scored in both games, got a goal and assist in the last game. He stays against Poland. And then Gakpo, captain's armband's on him for the first game. You obviously can only change it twice. He's got to be in there. He scored in both games. Qatar just looked pretty hopeless. So he's in there, which makes the Dutch triple up pretty exciting. I just got to hope they come out and win this game now. And then Mbappe is a third forward. I was thinking about, potentially not playing him, but he's on 4 goals. I think France are going to want to play him for the Golden Boot and they want to tie up first place. They want to make sure they win this group because it's not 100% done. If Australia can win against Denmark, which is obviously going to be really tough, but France will want to get the job done. I think Mbappe will get at least 60 to 70 minutes. And then he's in there as my backup captain for Gakpo. Normally I'd go on Messi, but I think the explosiveness of Mbappe, is probably someone I then want to keep in there. So Mbappe stays or comes back into the side. He was in there match week 1. I wish I had him match week 2. I'd be a lot better off, especially because I was playing the captain booster. And then on my bench, I've got Manuel Neuer. I just wanted some Germany coverage in defence. So I've gone with Manuel Neuer as a backup keeper. He can rotate on for no part. Neuer, look, Germany have conceded in both games, but I expect them to keep it tighter against Costa Rica. So I've got that Germany coverage in there. Then Olmo for 8 million. I wanted a Spanish player. I couldn't fit Torres in my front 3. I couldn't fit Morata. So I've gone with Olmo. 8 million. He was really good for me in the Euros last year as well. So I'm backing him as one of my midfielder picks. Then I've gone with Ziyech from Morocco. Obviously had a disallowed goal in the last fixture. He plays Canada, who are already out, so expecting this to be a pretty open game. Did get an assist in the last game too. And then I've gone with that man who was on the front cover, Musiala from Germany. Did get an assist in his most recent game. He plays Costa Rica. I think he'll be pretty highly owned in this match week. So that's my squad. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. Look, I'd say it's actually not subject to change. This is going to be my squad. This is locked in. The only changes that will happen is obviously as we go through the tournament, players that are unlocked can be transferred out. So if I get sort of some intel that certain players aren't going to play, then I'll then be able to use those transfers. But that'll probably happen more towards the backer end of the tournament with people like Mbappe, maybe Olmo, Musiala, or, if they pick up an injury, Alba, that type of thing, or Tellez. Tellez is the main one. Obviously, I've got him in there because of this, rumored league Brazil team that's come out, and he's on there with Melito and Bremer and a few other players. So that is my team selection. Let me know what you think in the comments. Just before I wrap up this stream, I'll just bring up a couple of extra comments that come in. Onto the ball. Welcome to the stream, mate. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Foden to start. Yeah, I got a feeling that Foden will get in the team. I'd like to see Trent start as well, actually, but I'm just not sure if it's something Southgate's going to do. I can't see him dropping Trippier. Seems to really, really like him, and England do still need a result in this game. I think anyway. I just think it's a game they want to go out and win. They've got to put on a good performance after the 0-0 against the US. But I'd like to see them both start. But yeah, I will. Well, I'll be up anyway. I'll be up here in Australia, so I can always do a transfer on Trippier if he doesn't play. Then Ozspike, welcome to the stream, mate. She's come in the comments, says he has 107 points and he's at 194k rank, so the rank's not correct. To be honest, it wouldn't put it past me if that is the case. This game has been an absolute mess from day one all the way until now. So yeah, to be honest, like the rank is probably incorrect. Yeah, no idea what is going on with this game. Even trying to make this wild card and transfer players in and out was just an absolute nightmare. It was a painful process. But that is my team selection. That's how I'm planning to look, obviously subject to any late injuries. A couple of other players I thought about putting in as well, just thought I'd add, was Pulisic from the US. I really wanted him in. And then I went with Olmo in the end. I just thought, maybe that game could be a bit closer than what I'm thinking. I have predicted 2-1 USA, but I wanted some Spain coverage. So that was probably the only other player. And I just didn't want to burn all my players on day one, on match day one, in case they end up being, type 1-1, 1-0 type of game. So that is what I've decided. That is my lineup for match week 3. So I want to thank everyone that's joined in the stream live. If you haven't done, please give the video a like. Get your comments in if you do watch this on pre-record. And if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. All of the support is really appreciated. I'll leave it there. Good luck for match week 3. And I will see you all in the next one. I'll have a World Cup preview, summarising everything World Cup on the weekend with myself at D10 Football and Quinton from the FPL Amateurs of Oz. Thanks for tuning in.